Welcome back to One Big Table. I was at the Urban Harvest market this last Saturday and I picked up some beautiful local rhubarb alongside with a few other ingredients to create a new locally inspired dish. So let's get cooking.
Si tu la parla miezza americano, quando si fa l'amore sotto la luna, come te viene in capo di I love you. Parla americano.
So we're gonna prepare 3 dishes inspired by rhubarb. We're gonna start off with a beautiful coleslaw with a little apple. We're gonna continue with an Italian soda with a little rhubarb, a little ginger, nice and refreshing for this hot summer day. And we're gonna finish it off with a beautiful wrap with a little candied salmon, a little goat cheese from Carmeli's. Rhubarb is a tricky ingredient to work with. It's a little bit tart, so we're gonna need to balance that tartness with something. For the coleslaw, we're gonna balance it with the sweetness of these beautiful local Royal Gala apples. A little bit of apple cider vinegar and lots of fresh herbs to bring the flavors alive. It's time to cut our rhubarb. Now, because it's so tart, I want to make sure I cut it nice and small. I have some cilantro and some basil that I picked from my garden. I have a clove of garlic. I'm just gonna crush it and throw it right in my mix. I'm gonna add my beautiful apple in there. I say beautiful, I love it. I'm gonna give it a good mix with my hands. Now I'm gonna season my coleslaw with some beautiful quality olive oil from the olive oil merchant and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. I pick apple cider vinegar because it has lots of good properties, but at the same time is not as pungent than other vinegars. Because remember, I already have my rhubarb is there that is quite tart. So I always have to keep that in mind as I try to balance my flavors. A little bit of salt. A nice mix with your hands. So you're trying to find a nice balance between the acidity of the rhubarb and the apple cider vinegar, the sweetness of the apple, and the garlic. And I can already taste quite a bit of garlic in it. So I'm just gonna take my garlic clove out and I'm gonna add just a little bit more apple cider vinegar because I want it to be a little more acidity. I'm really excited about making this Italian soda. Rhubarb, apples, ginger, nice and refreshing. But remember, I've never done this before, so it could be terrible. But the idea is that we're gonna try to play with the flavors till we find the balance that we like and create something that is unique. And it's possible that we're gonna fail, but we're sure gonna try. So I'm gonna start with my apples. It's gonna be a little loud, but you'll see what's going on. Rhubarb. I thought it was going to take off somewhere else. That looks beautiful. We're gonna finish off this rhubarb feast with a beautiful wrap with candied salmon, Carmeli's goat cheese, a little bit of this beautiful red leaf lettuce. Look how beautiful the color of this lettuce is. And a little bit of balsamic rhubarb vinaigrette. Again, very simple. It's hot outside. We don't want to waste too much time in the kitchen, but we still want to enjoy something that is flavorful and delicious. I also have some beautiful local wraps that come from Penticton. I've been trying these for a while now and they're absolutely delicious, and that's what we're gonna use today. But for our filling, I'm gonna start with my red leaf lettuce. It's nice and crunchy and it's gonna be perfect for the filling. I'm just gonna cut it lengthwise once, then chop it up roughly. This is beautiful candied salmon that comes from the fisherman market. Just gonna break a few pieces in there. Again, what I'm trying to do is to balance out the tartness of the rhubarb with the richness and the sweetness of the salmon in this case, and with the caramelized goat cheese. A nice julienne of my rhubarb. Again, nice and thin, that way you're not gonna get a giant piece of tart rhubarb. I'm gonna give it a mix. I have my beautiful goat cheese. Goat cheese is never a bad idea, especially the one for caramelized has just a special flavor. You can just break it down in nice chunks. Okay. And we're gonna season our wrap with some beautiful olive oil, a splash of balsamic vinegar, and a nice pinch of salt. Your hands are your best tools in the kitchen. They're gonna tell you what's going on, and they're gonna also allow you to connect with the food that you're cooking. So this is when I think about the people that I'm cooking for, and I put my good intentions in my dish. The flavor is really nice. There is the contrast between the candied salmon and the rhubarb that is just really beautiful, because the rhubarb just adds a little nice zest. It kind of makes it come alive. So we're ready to wrap and we're ready to eat. So we're ready to plate. A little sip of our beautiful rhubarb soda. It's just delightful, refreshing, perfect with the sun. I'm gonna put a little bit of my coleslaw right in the middle of the plate. Give it a good stir first. It's gonna be beautiful coloring. It's just dish, very summery, and just lovely. I'm gonna cut my wraps on an angle, just for presentation reasons. I'm gonna put it right on top. It's a nice and refreshing meal inspired by rhubarb and by a lot of other beautiful local ingredients that we can find in this valley. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching One Big Table, and see you next time. Arrivederci.
Come da poca picchita va bene, se tu la parla miezza americano, quando si fa l'amore sotto la luna, come da bene in cave di I love you.